What's up guys, Juan here. I wanted to make this video because I've been getting this question asked a lot, particularly from our guys because I see them more, but I've gotten some DMs too on Instagram asking me how I should approach an off season. So the subject matter of today is really just going to be goals for the off season. What are my goals? What do I want to reach? What do I want to look like in March, April, May, or if you're waiting all the way until summer baseball, what am I going to look like in June, July, and August? Now, the number one thing, more than anything, is always going to be freaking self-awareness. Period. End of story. If you lack self-awareness, if you are just not in line and you don't have a good idea of what you are in present day, both physically and skill set wise, we're going to have a lot of problems with achieving the type of goals that we want to achieve. Now, in particular, I want to talk to more high school kids. More than anything, maybe I can make one specifically for like college or even little league, but I want to kind of tackle the high school aspect of it because those are the guys reaching out the most, asking how they should approach this off season. So number one, like I said, self-awareness. You have to be super self-aware of where you are in present day, and then be realistic with yourself to the point that maybe you downgrade yourself a little further than what you actually are. That's okay as well. So that's the first thing that you should be assessing, is just yourself. What are you in present day? Then you need to think about, what's your goal? What do you want to do? And by that, I mean, are you a rising junior and you are trying to get recruited by colleges? Are you a freshman and you just want to make the varsity team really bad as a freshman? Or are you a freshman and you just want to play baseball and you're just trying to make the freshman team? Okay, are you an incoming sophomore, rising sophomore, and you're just trying to make that varsity team for the first time? So what is your goal? Where do you want to be in the next year? And then have a further out goal. Where do you want to be in a couple of years? And that's more derived towards kids that really want to play and have the aspiration to play college baseball. If the aspiration is college baseball, you can take this and go even further. What level of college baseball are we talking about? D1, 2, 3, junior colleges, NAIA, and the division. I want to play Division I baseball. Okay, mid-major, low. Are you trying to be a Power 5 guy? Like, what type of Division I guy are you trying to be? Because say pitchers for in particular, right? A mid-major is going to take some guys who are going to be 85, 88. A low-level Division I school might take guys who are 84, 85. A Power 5 school, I mean, you're probably going to be 90 miles an hour as a junior if you want to go to a Power 5 school. So there are a lot of variables that come into play. And again, self-awareness is at the center of all this, because this is how we're going to attack the offseason, by having the awareness of where we are in present day and what do I need to do to achieve my goals. From there, just to give you a little pointers, I think the thing that lacks most with baseball players in today's world, especially with the baseball players that have already acquired a skill set, okay? If you haven't acquired a skill set, if you do not have a foundation of how to play the game of baseball, just a baseline that is JV level, right? If you do not have a JV level base and foundation of how to play baseball, then, you know, we kind of have to get ourselves to that point where we actually understand how to throw, catch, hit, right? And then from there we go into the running aspect and things of that nature, all the tools there is to play baseball. If you have an F grade on all of those, then we got major issues and we have to really focus on the skill set aspect of the game. But if we already have a skill set aspect of the game down and we just have a good understanding, right? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be, you know, Pedro out there on the mound or Manny Ramirez hitting, or, you know, Mike Trout hitting. You don't have to be any of that. Okay, but do you have an idea, or do you have a sensible idea of how to approach the game skill-wise, right? If that is the case, the number one thing that's lacking of everybody is diet and weightlifting. Period. End of story. Strength and conditioning is by far the biggest thing lacking in today's world, in the baseball world. And it blows my mind that we're still there. We're still in this fog, cloudy space of how should we lift as baseball players, where we shouldn't be like that, right? Like overhead pressing and like everything should be applied in moderation. Like there's a time and place for everything. There just is. There are people that truly believe Olympic lifts. There are people who hate Olympic lifts. Some guys don't like the clean. Some guys love cleaning because of the explosion of the hip area and the pelvis region, and start understanding ground forces, right? There are so many benefits to so many different lifts that you shouldn't just like pigeonhole yourself thinking that I need to lift this one way. I would, especially as a high school kid, I would really experiment this off season and see what lifts are working for me. How can they make me more explosive? Now, you can't just be sitting there lifting like a bodybuilder. You have to have some knowledge that, hey, I'm an athlete, right? I'm not trying to isometrically work my muscles and just try to get a big pump in the gym and work all of these iso machines and all of that type of stuff. Like, I want to be functional at the same time, okay, when I'm gaining strength. But strength and conditioning, by far the biggest thing lacking in today's world. And there are so many resources out there that you can be using, but I truly like super encourage anybody to really reach out and do their homework in terms of how they want to attack the off season with strength and conditioning. And even if you think you're already like a pretty strong kid, like how can I say you're a pitcher, if I'm able to be 83 to 85 miles an hour for the first 60 pitches of the ball game, but then I kind of peter out, how can I keep attacking my strength and conditioning in order for me not to peter out anymore, in order for me to now throw 80, 85, 90 pitches and still feel like I have good command, control, velocity behind all of my stuff? But that's really it. Like, assess where you're at. Do I have a skill set? Do I not have a skill set? If I do not have a skill set and I just want to make varsity baseball or JV baseball or freshman baseball, I need to put myself in a position by maybe getting resources around me, whether they be people or products, to help me and guide me along the way to acquire the skill set needed to play high school baseball. If I already have the skill set, I totally would love everybody to make a list, a goal of what you want to physically look like in March and April. Whether that is a goal for weight, I want to increase my weight, I want to decrease my weight, I want to be able to deadlift 315 pounds, I want to be able to squat 315 pounds, I want to be able to overhead carry X amount of weight. Okay, all of that should be written down. And I swear to you, if you already have that skill set, if your goal is to just crush the gym, you're going to be a better baseball player, even if you don't pick up a baseball for the next couple months. Take all of the rest of this month of November, all of December, and some of January, and just crush the gym and start bringing in baseball in the middle of January. If you don't have the time to kind of do both, because in a perfect world, we're doing both. The perfect world, we're doing our strength and conditioning, and we're still trying to enhance our skill set. But if you're a high school kid and you struggle getting from place to place, maybe you don't have your license or you don't have the resources to do everything all in one day, I would like you to prioritize the weightlifting, prioritize the strength and conditioning above the skill if you've already acquired that baseline of skill. And that's just like my recommendation. I would love to hear what some of your goals are down bottom in the comment section. If you'd like to share them, that'd be awesome. Maybe I'll make a video if you have any questions about your particular goal. But that's just my advice leading into this off season, going into the 2021 season. Hope you liked the video.